Okay guys, I'm here for the start of my SummerSlam review series. Since we're in SummerSlam mode, and that SummerSlam will now be a 4-hour pay-per-view, which it doesn't need to be, but whatever. Yeah, to help me get in more of the SummerSlam mood, I'm doing a SummerSlam review series. And we're going to start with SummerSlam 1988, the first ever SummerSlam. Aired on August 29, 1998, from Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York. Which is very interesting because the first SummerSlam and the first WrestleMania are both in MSG. Ironically, though, the first pay-per-view Royal Rumble and the first Survivor Series were not in MSG. So, our opening contest, the British Bulldogs versus the Rougeau brothers. 3.5 stars. Goes to a time limit draw. Good match. The match of the night here. I would have preferred a decisive finish than the time limit draw, but that's just me. Like I said, it's a very good match, but for some reason, when the time limit expires, you're surprised about it, because they didn't even announce it had a time limit. And if you're going to put a time limit on matches, you need to state the time limit in the matches. And when you don't, well, it's weird. So, 3.5 stars. Off to a good start was this. So then we get Ken Patera versus Bad News Brown. 1 star. Nothing much though. Bad News Brown wins with the Ghetto Blaster. Simple as that. So then we get the Junkyard Dog versus Ravishing Rick Rude. 1 star. An so-so match. Ends by DQ when Jake the Snake Roberts runs in and gets the Junkyard Dog disqualified because Rick Rude had a picture of Jake Roberts' wife on his tights. Because this is when Rude was, I guess, stalking in the storyline Roberts' real-life wife, Cheryl Roberts, at that time. So, yeah, they got the Junkyard Dog disqualified. 1 star. I think this is Junkyard Dog's final WWF pay-per-view appearance and one of his final WWE appearances in general. I could be wrong on that, though. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's one of his last ones, if not his final one for the WWE. So then we get the Powers of Pain versus the Bolsheviks. 1/2 star, traditional tag formula, but the Powers of Pain, both of them were too big for you to follow a traditional tag team formula thing. Because that only works with kind of like a speed and power team kind of deal. Kind of like the Rock, or just 2 guys that look like the Rock and Roll Express or Ricky Morton kind of deal. So, 1/2 star, with the Powers of Pain winning. So then we get the most famous part of this show. The WWE Intercontinental Championship Match. The Honky Tonk Man versus the Ultimate Warrior, who is substituting for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. As a match, this rating is not available because of the fact it's a 31-second squash. Now, while I'm giving it nothing or NA for the match, or no stars for the match, it is going to bump the rating overall up for this show because I am giving it a couple extra stars for historical purposes. So, that match is really hard to rate as a match because it's a squash match, which in general don't have enough content to physically be rated as a match. But this one, like I said, I am going to add a couple extra stars to the star rating for this show due to just a very historical match being on here. So then we get Don Muraco versus Dino Bravo. This is 1 star. This is essentially their match in WrestleMania 4. Only this time Bravo wins. That's pretty much all it is. So, 1 star. Then we get the WWE Tag Team Championship match. Demolition versus the Hart Foundation. Added storyline to this is that Jimmy Hart comes out to advise Demolition, since he was the former manager of the Hart Foundation, who at this time, while still having a contract open with the Hart Foundation, wasn't managing them. Good match. I think their one at 2 years later at SummerSlam 90 is a better match. But this is an okay match. It's 3 stars. Finish comes when Jimmy Hart gives Axe the megaphone and he cracks Bret Hart with it. And then Smash covers Bret Hart to get the win. 3 stars. So then we get Coco Beware versus the Big Boss Man. 1 star for a match that is this. It's better than probably has any right to be. It's a 1-star match. It's not horrible by any stretch of the imagination. Boss Man wins with his Boss Man Slam. So then we get Jake the Snake Roberts versus Hercules. 1.5 stars. Not a bad, an okay match, slightly below average. This probably would have got some extra if they would have had Rick Rude come in and interfere either sometime during or after the match kind of thing, because it would have at least been a storyline advancing thing, but they didn't do that. So, yeah, they didn't do that. So, 1.5 stars. Not a horrible match, but could have been better if Rick Rude did something to mess with Jake Roberts in this match. So then we get the main event. The Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks with special referee Jesse the Body Ventura. 2.5 stars this. The Mega Powers, of course, were Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan, and Mega Bucks were Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase. Yeah, like I said, this is a 2-star, it's a 2.5-star match. Generic tag match. Finish comes when Elizabeth takes her skirt off, which is kind of weird because WWE even 1988 was PG, but that's something that's at least PG-13. And it distracts DiBiase and Andre. Savage double axe handles Andre, which takes him over the top rope. Hogan leg drops DiBiase. Savage elbows DiBiase. And they win, but Jesse Ventura hesitates on the 3 count, so Hogan makes the other count. And the Mega Powers win. 2.5 stars. So it's 15 stars out of a possible 50, but I'm bumping it up to 19 out of 50 because of the historical nature of the squash. I'm going to add 4 stars to that, but so we're going to give it, so it's going to bring it up to a 19 out of 50, which gets this to a very solid C- range, which it was still in, but now it's an even higher C- to where it's almost a C. So, the first SummerSlam started out, SummerSlam, this is the first one, and it's better than a lot of the SummerSlams I'm going to be reviewing in this series, but, so, the next SummerSlam in the series is 1989. That'll be uploaded, if not Monday, it will be uploaded Tuesday. So, it'll be uploaded one of those 2 days. So, I'm going to start, of course, the SummerSlam Review Series playlist. This and all those videos will be in that. So, if you like the video, like button's down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.